Alright, so I'm going to try something a little different today. This will be the first time I've ever flown the F-15 in DCS. I don't think I ever flew it in Lomac either, so this will be the first time I've flown the F-15, period, in anything. Oh, there's a nice big crater over there. So I've quickly bound up some controls. I'm probably going to forget most of them because the way I've bound them up is different than any of my other aircraft. It's kind of occurred to me I'm going to need to rebind a lot of stuff in the not too distant future, mostly for NATO aircraft, but to an extent for Soviet aircraft as well. So that's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going with a mixed loadout. I think I've got 2 Sidewinders, 4 Sparrows, and 2 Spam Rams. I don't want to get carried away with the 120s. If you want to see somebody shooting 120s at everything, go watch literally any Hornet stream. Yeah, I'm going to be carrying mostly older missiles and limiting my AIM 120 use. Those will be if I come across a MiG-29S or an Su-27 or 33. So I'll also be carrying 3 bags just for endurance. I probably will be dropping them as soon as I get into anything a bit spicy. They are just there to extend my time in the air if I don't run into anything a bit spicy. So, just a kind of a first overview of the aircraft. I mean, obviously I've seen F-15s before, but I don't really usually get a good up-close look at them in DCS, and kind of talking about some of the interesting features of the aircraft too. The F-15's a pretty nice-looking aircraft, although it has a few weird little features to it. One of them being that they figured that there was no need to fully fair the turkey feathers, so they didn't bother. It would have just added weight. So the F-15 looks like somebody's pulled a bunch of pieces off of the afterburners, but that's how it's designed to look. It's just weight saving. It does have a similar layout to the MiG-29 and especially to the Su-27, and you can see that the Soviets probably took quite some inspiration from the F-15 while they were working on those fighters, but although they're similar, they're very much different. The similarities are mostly just in general layout. The F-15's tails are both vertical. The F-15 does have, to some degree, a central lifting body, but it's not as extreme as the Soviet aircraft. Just the general layout's similar but different. It's different enough that you can tell it wasn't just wholesale copied, like people tend to try and argue the Soviets did. Nice big clear canopy. It's kind of weird in that the canopy's already sized as though they were planning from the outset to make this a 2-seater, although I don't think that was the case. I'm not actually sure. And you can see a bunch of avionics and shit behind the pilot. Looks like fuse boxes, batteries, things like that. In most aircraft that would be, you know, in a similar position, but it wouldn't have the canopy sitting over it. The canopy usually wouldn't extend back that far. So it's interesting. It seems like it would make it relatively easy to work on a lot of the systems in the aircraft. There is a refueling probe, which, well, it's not a refueling probe, it's a refueling socket, I believe, and I think it sits right here in the left wing wing root there. Your gun is in the right wing root. Standard M61, you know, it's a Gatling gun, 20mm Gatling gun, same as the other American fighters of the era. One thing that kind of strikes me about the F-15 is the weird, like, the undercarriage looks really spindly, especially for an aircraft of this size. It's not even really long, it's just thin. It looks kind of fragile, and I wonder if it is kind of fragile from looking at it. Your air brake is a nice big single piece right in the center of the aircraft's spine, much like the Su-27. The wing planform's kind of interesting. The way that the wings are swept back outboard and then the wing tips are kind of angled in. It's a nicely shaped plane. Anyway, this is, or was, and to a large degree still is, the premier air superiority fighter of the Western world. The US still uses it, Israel still uses it. I don't think there were any other users, or if there were, I'm forgetting them. I believe that this was very much a limited export item because it was such a potent aircraft. With all of that said, let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit. and see how little I remember of how I set this thing up. So one thing I do notice immediately is that the pilot's head position, this is at normal field of view, the pilot's head position is basically buried right here, and I like to have some peripheral vision of the instrument panel, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom back about 1 or 2 clicks further than I usually would in the MiG-21 or the 29 or the Su-27, which kind of gives me a bit of a fisheye effect, but I do like being able to see some of the instrument panel without moving my head too much. Now, there's a lot of shit in here, but this is a Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft. It's not full fidelity, so pretty much I don't have to worry about any of this shit. It's very much an older kind of cockpit, which sits well with me. This is what I like to see. Lots of, I mean, maybe not so much this, lots of shit to press. Laid out like this, it's a bit confusing for me, but the actual cockpit layout's not too bad. You've got a bunch of old steam gauges, and then you've got one actual display there. You've got your radar display here, and then your RWR there. So it is kind of old-fashioned. Like I said, I'm highly likely to forget how I bound this thing up to my HOTAS because I've never flown it before, and it's very much a different setup to any of the other aircraft I have flown, but we will give it a go. I'm already fueled and armed, so all I have left to do is get the electronics on, like so, and start the aircraft. And on the OCG server, apparently they've seen fit to give me an HMD, like they have with the Flanker and the Fulcrum, which is interesting. And I'm not too sure about that feature, to be honest with you. If I can figure out, if there's a way to turn that off, I might do it. I just don't really like having it there. I don't think it is possible to turn it off, though, with the in-game menus. You've got an old-fashioned HUD here, a very old-fashioned HUD. I might actually... This field of view is going to get really annoying really fast. Okay, I guess I'll set it about there, which is slightly further out than the other Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft. So you've got this old-fashioned HUD with the tapes on it. The A10 also has this, I believe, as an option. I know POM uses it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to make sure my SRS is actually set up, which it should be. And I need to double check if this is 253 or 254 for general air frequency. I cannot recall. Public ground ATC is 251, 254. So I need to go up one channel. Okay. I have no idea if I can start both engines at once in this, like the Su-27, or if it's one at a time like the 29. I kind of expect it to be one at a time, and it certainly looks that way. Curiously enough, the gauges for my left engine appear to be on the right side of the cockpit, and the gauges for my right engine appear to be on the left. It's weird. Okay, we got response out of the controls. Why? That's interesting. I'm not moving my rudder pedals right now. I have my feet off the pedals, and yet the rudders are moving. Is that a design... like, is that a built-in design feature to counter adverse yaw and adverse roll? I don't know. I guess we will find out that, or I've accidentally double-bound something. I might just quickly double-check that.
Bra 065 for 100 at 10,000 flanking. Enfield 2-1, focus, bra 066.
Okay, I guess that's an actual intentional feature. Okay, right engine starting. Bear in mind, I have no idea how to read most American symbology whatsoever. I have no idea how to operate their radars. So this is going to be interesting. Okay. Ooh. Cockpit lights are quite pretty. Don't really need them at this time of day, but I'll put them on anyway. Is my engine actually going to start up?
Pontiac 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Have I done something wrong?
Enfield 2-1.
I guess I didn't hold the starter on long enough.
064,
Oh shit!
480 at 20,000.
Something just exploded right behind me. I don't know if you saw that. Went straight into those trees over there. What is going on with my engine gauges? There we go. There we go. Now we got some life out of the engine. Yeah, I've got the bindings set up. I've got them bound to switches on my throttle setup, but it just didn't appear to be cooperating. Don't have much head movement in this cockpit. Like, I can only lean down so far, which is kind of a shame. Okay. Engines are run up. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14, F15 taxis, runway 12 for southeast departure, Sakumi. Okay, I also don't know how the nose wheel steering works in this. I don't know if it's something you press once, like the SU-27, or hold, like the MiG-29. I'm gonna go ahead and press it once. Okay, we appear to have steering.
Bra 077 at 26,000 knots.
We do appear to have steering. Yeah, I noticed you did a stream of the F-15, which I unfortunately missed. I did watch a little bit of the VOD, although I didn't have time to watch it all.
470 at 16,000.
So if I see you on, I'll have to watch for some tips on how to use this thing, because, like I said, I've never touched it before. This fucking view is such a pain. Why couldn't this seat be like 6 inches further back? Thanks for following? No problem. Not a problem. Quite often, people that hang out in my stream, I will follow them home, so to speak, see if they stream at all. And if they do, I usually give them a follow. Always nice to be able to support people that support you. There goes a Mirage and Afterburner. Unmistakable sound. Okay.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Bra 081 480 at 27,000.
Okay, so my radar's off at the moment. I know that much. I haven't turned it on because I'm on the ground. I'm assuming that this display actually does update and does work. But being Flaming Cliffs 3, I know I'm not going to be able to click anything on it. Nose wheel steering's quite responsive. Not bad.
Traffic Olympics, stay on. Taxi.
So we've got, basically, from a quick inspection, we've got the same typical airspeed indicator the Tomcat has. Our AOA is down there. It doesn't matter because that's going to be on the HUD anyway, I'd imagine. Although this is the old-fashioned tape HUD. That's our altimeter, same style as the Tomcat. VSI's all the way down there. Like, a lot of this stuff, it doesn't matter that it's buried in the pics. It's going to be on the HUD anyway. But I do like to know where my backups are. This is not a badly designed cockpit. A lot of American cockpits give me the heebie-jeebies. They're not laid out very clearly, and there's no, like, obvious delineation between different groups of instruments. This one, your blind flying instruments are kind of grouped around the center, although I would prefer to have a clearer border between them and the engine instruments and so on. I guess you just got to cram shit in where you can when you've got this many things to put in there, so... Not too bad. Certainly better than some American aircraft I've flown. The Russian aircraft have quite similar cockpits. They're standardized across all the different designers, I should say. The Russians and the British were the ones who really nailed standardization in aircraft cockpits, even as early as World War II. Although Cold War British cockpits tended to get a bit crowded. But the American ones are a bit anarchic, because it's just whatever the company that built the aircraft feels like doing gets done, with not much mind paid to ease a conversion. Right, looks like nobody is in our way. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14, F-15, lining up, rolling at 12 for southeast departure, Sakumi. When are you going to show me the ways of 27 and 33? Yeah, at some point. There's not much to it, really. Like, to be honest with you, if you can work out an American aircraft, you can probably work those out. They're very simple. There's not much to it. I'm not super good with them. Like, I know how to basically fly them and find targets and sometimes kill them. If you want to see some real good flanker play, Baba Yaga is your man. He knows that thing inside out and knows the most effective tactics to use with it.
You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.88.
That's weird. I feel like I almost stalled it there.
Sakumi traffic.
Is that a fucking crater on the runway? Holy shit it is. I'm glad I pulled when I did. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14, clear all runways and departing southeast. Checking out, pushing 254, Sakumi. The Boogeyman, yep, that's him. Okay, out of burner.
Taking off.
God, this feels so weird. This is so different to what I'm used to. 068 450. So here's an interesting question. Do I need to put any effort into coordinating my turns, or will the aircraft do it automatically? I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly. Although it does feel like it's slightly out of trim. Okay, BVR. Now, which is my radar on? Fuck, I forget. There we go, okay. So that's my slew. I have no idea how this works. So I don't recall my weapon change button. I think it's... How do I even tell what I got selected? Ah, like so. I'm not going to waste spam rams on an F5, so I'll just select one of my Sparrows. I don't like these old tape pods. I know that Pom kind of likes to use them on the A10, but they're, like, I like them for historical interest, but I don't like actually flying with them. They're very crowded. There's a lot of moving things. The less moving objects there are on the HUD, the happier I am, which is why I do like the Russian HUDs much better. And the Tomcats would be preferable to this for me, just because there's less moving stuff. This aircraft wants to roll. She wants to roll left. It's bizarre. Okay, well I think I've trimmed that out.
Focus. In field 2-1. Request bogey dope.
I feel like I got my forehead pressed against the canopy arch. Oh, is AWACS doing the thing where he doesn't talk to me again? That's lovely. What's my fuel indicator? Fuel quantity. 22,000 pounds total. That should keep me going for a while. She's rolling right again. It's weird. It's got a real pronounced roll tendency with no control input and a symmetrical load. It's still trying to roll one way or the other. And my game just froze. Oh, there we go. It's probably spawning in a fresh wave of enemy. And I totally missed that call.
Field 2-1. Request bogey dope.
319 for 220. Somebody must have bagged that F5. The aircraft handles nicely in the air.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Bra 317 for 220 at 9,000 flanking.
That might be a body. I'm not entirely sure. Probably is. Actually, it might not. I don't know. Yeah, aside from this weird roll tendency, it does handle nicely in the air. It's very much hands-off. Very much unlike the aircraft I'm used to. I don't need to constantly trim this. It seems to have some sort of auto trim. It's more or less trimming itself. I have no idea how to IFF on this radar. The fact that's got a box in it would suggest to me it's friendly, or it could be out of launch range. I don't know which. Imagine actually studying the aircraft symbology before you fly it. We don't do that here. We just wing it. 319 for 200 miles. We got a hell of a long way to fly here. She's still rolling. I almost feel like it might be because I've kind of got the stick cockeyed to one side. Like, I just have a habit of resting my hand on the stick, which pulls it slightly. And because this aircraft automatically puts rudder, feeds ruddering once you start rolling with the stick, it might be that? I'm not sure. It's going to take some getting used to. It's nice that I don't have to pitch trim, like, at all, let alone constantly, but that is going to take some getting used to. Because I only really have to deal with roll trim once I've fired a missile or two and I've got an asymmetric load on. Let's have a look at the outside of this thing. Overdid that roll slightly. It's very easy to do. It's very light on the controls. Very, very light on the controls. Got friendly con over there to the right. That's probably the guy that bagged that F5. She's still rolling left. She keeps rolling either right or left. I just don't know what's causing it. Am I going to have to feed in like constant slight rudder to one side to counter this? What's going on? Interesting. Yeah, I'm hands off the controls right now. And we gotta... Oh. No, it's basically leveled out now, so it must be something to do with me resting my hand on the stick causes it to roll. That is so bizarre. Hey, Pom! Hope your stream went well. I mean, I did watch most of it, but, yeah, we're doing some learning today. We're learning to F-15. You might know this. Why does the aircraft have such a pronounced roll tendency with, like, me not feeding any control inputs in? It wants to roll one side or the other. I can't work it out. Like, it's nice that I don't have to touch the pitch trim at all. That's beautiful. But it's just weird. I've got a symmetrical load. I'm not really touching the controls much. It's just one way or the other. And I have to feed a little roll in to stop it. I haven't worked it out. I'm sure it's something I'm doing wrong, but I haven't worked it out yet.
Focus. In field 2-1. Request bogey dope. Enfield 2-1. Focus.
146 for 130.
For 130 at 20.
Hello, MiG-23s. They're going to be behind me. Do I want to, or do I want to just press these guys to the north? Watch this guy, he's more entertaining than I am. I very strongly doubt that, Pom. Very strongly doubt that, but thank you for the vote of confidence. What have we got going on up here? So there's one Hornet heading up, but it looks like he might be going in to do seed over here. There's a whole clusterfuck of guys over that way. Tomcat on our wing, that's what that con is. Didn't last the entire Huey flight. Barely had any interaction. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, no, I kind of realized how long I'd been putting off getting back on myself, and I was like, I did say to the guys I'd be back on in a couple of hours, and it's now been like 5 hours, so here I am. So that guy right there, I don't know if you can see the con. I don't know if the bit rate's high enough, it should be. But there's a con right there, that is a Tomcat. So knowing Tomcat pilots, most of whom are actually F-18 pilots, just in disguise, and knowing the OCG server, he's going to be carrying probably 6 Phoenixes, and he's going to drop all 6 of them on the first thing he sees. Don't hold up because of my crap. No, it wasn't like because I was watching your stream. I just didn't really want to jump in at that point. I had a couple other things I was thinking of doing. I was actually kind of tempted to just put it off even later, but I realized that would have been bad. I would have been, well, I didn't promise to get back on, but I would have been misleading my beloved audience by telling them I was going to get back on and then not doing it until the small hours of the morning. Okay. Please don't freeze. There we go.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Bra 145. For 130. 2-1. Request bogey dope.
I'm having a similar issue to the flanker where I can't quite get the trim where I need it, but it takes so much less pitch trim on this to control the aircraft. So much less. So I'm not entirely sure how this works. Is this going to be... If I lock this, is that going to be that Tomcat? I have no idea. I should probably not lock it just in case. Wish I could remember what heading those guys were. By the way, you're gonna make you and Wolf a mod? Oh god, you're gonna give me a sword? Oh, yes. Now I can abuse my I mean, be very responsible and well-behaved. I think I'll probably make you one in here as well, to be honest, because I see you a lot more often than some of my other mods. A lot of my mods are from my armor group, so although they're good mods, they're just not here all that often. They're either playing at the same time I am, because we're all on the same mission, or they're just, you know, not available during the times I usually stream.
Downwind, like, away Wi-Fi.
Still climbing. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe I do need to put some more pitch trim into this, but I don't know, it just feels like it flies smoother and needs less input from me in that regard. Why am I not getting EWRS? Have they killed everything again? I bet they've killed everything. Oh, that's not what I wanted to press. Oh, here we go. 301, 435 mile. Okay, one's 311, he's closer. The other's 301. So that Tomcat's probably going to take the right-hand guy, the closer guy. He'll probably fire at both, to be fair.
100 at 21,000 knots. Enfield 2-1, focus, bra, 322, 445 at 35,000 knots.
322 for 45? What? Where'd he come from? So I'm guessing dots are friendly and single dashes are enemy, is that it? I guess we're about to find out. If I can just lock the damn guy.
Enfield 2-1, focus.
There we go.
Bra 109 for 100 at 22,000 flanking.
He isn't on EWRS.
Focus. Bra 260 for 140 at 35,000 knots. Enfield 2-1, focus.
Now how the fuck do I tell what my distance, or what my range to target is?
35,000 knots.
I assume that there's some indication here.
Enfield 2-1, focus. Bra 257
Shoot.
for 150.
Oh, well that's pretty
30,000
fucking telling, isn't it?
flanking.
Tomcat's probably going to fire on him first, though. So we'll just give him a moment. Okay, our launch window has just gone for a Burton. So I'm guessing the size of that center ring is basically my probability of hitting. The little dash coming off of it is his velocity vector. Has he been splashed? No, he hasn't. I don't think. Hang on. Can't see him. TWS and check speeds. Turn off that voice thing once you remember how the plane works. It's going to be a long time before I can remember how this plane works. I think he got splashed, but I don't know.
Bra 117 for 110 at 22,000 flanking.
I also have no idea. Oh, hang on, yes I do. Can we stop freezing, please, DCS? Oh, this looks like a loss of connection. Yep, loss of connection. Good shit. Is the stream still up, or was that just the server? I can never tell these days. Let's try that again. It looks like OBS is still up. Now I've got to go through that all over again. Yeah. No, this usually happens to me. This or crashes to desktop, which is always fun. At least 5 people don't leave when you disconnect. Yeah, well, don't jinx me. That remains to be seen. It's going to take me quite a while to load back in because I do not have the fastest PC on Earth and, you know, Australian internet. But I think I'm going to do basically the same thing. So that loadout was 2 Sidewinders, 4 Sparrows, 2 Spam Rams, and 3 bags. So I'll probably take the same thing. I don't want to get carried away with the Spam Rams. People might mistake me for someone that flies the F-18. Okay, where are we? F-15. Right here.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 076, 435 at 26,000 knots. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 081, 445 at 25,000 knots.
Yeah, I think that's basically what I want. Can't even remember what skin I was using there. I guess I'll go with that one.
Request rearming.
Copy.
And I'm going to go ahead and assume that the ground crew will throw a shit fit if I start the engines with them around the aircraft. So I'm going to have to wait a minute while they sort themselves out. And there is a rather large crater about a third of the way down runway 12, so I'm going to need to really haul back on the stick and get this thing off the ground in a hurry.
Rearming complete.
You know, Pom, I think you did jinx me. At least according to the app on my phone, there's only 3 people here now. Oh dear. Okay, close that. Get some pit lighting on and get the engines going.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 306, 470 at 20,000 knots.
Controls on this are really responsive.
Uzi 1-1, taxi to parking area. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 292 for 160
Oh.
at 22,000.
Now I realise why I thought the engine instruments were reversed, and I didn't know why my right engine wasn't starting. They're not reversed. I was just pressing the other switch because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. 200 IQ streamer. Starts up pretty quick.
Uzi 1-1. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.93.
But my SRS seems to still not be connected properly. Oh, right, because it connected to the wrong server somehow. Hey, Levi. Secure me traffic, Circus 1-4, F-15 taxis, runway 12 for southeast. Secure me. I think I just stepped on somebody there. Oh well.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 288 for 160 at 10,000, flanking. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 094 for 23 at 5,000, flanking. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 288 for 160 at 13,000, flanking.
No King Cobra soundtrack, no Iron Eagle jokes. You expect me to be prepared for this? No, I barely bound up the controls before I started the stream. I have got some music, but it's all more appropriate for flying the SU-27 than this thing. So I don't have it on at the moment. Oh god. Oh no, I'm doing my drunken taxiing thing. I think there must be a bit of a crosswind going on, because the aircraft keeps trying to pull left. I would know these things if I actually bothered to tune into the AWIS. But why would you do that?
Focus, Bra 289 for 150 at 19,000 hot.
Good out of traffic, single Hornet, entering runway 15, mid departure east.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 272 for 130 at 35,000 hot.
Don't know if that Hornet's coming into land or what. Nothing in text chat, nothing over SRS. We'll go ahead and line up. No, he is coming into land, I think.
Enfield 2-1. Unable to clear for takeoff. Enfield 2-1.
Secure me traffic, Circus 1-4, holding short, 1-2.
300 at QFE 29.88.
Now, there's a fairly massive crater down there somewhere. You can't see it from this angle, but it's like a third of the way down the runway or so. Oh, is he actually going to land, or is he just doing a beat up at the airfield? Imagine actually using comms to tell people what the fuck you're doing. Oh, high-speed flyby. Good meme. Wish he'd said that earlier. Okay, right. Secure me traffic, Circus 1-4, F-15, lining up, rolling 1-2-4, southeast. Secure me. Does this server have helicopter jobs? Sure does. Oh, restart in 2 hours. That's alright, I'm probably not going to be on this server in 2 hours. I might switch to something else. Oh my god, it does the SU-27 thing. As soon as you disengage nose wheel steering, it tries to go into the dirt. and I don't know why it does that. Might, like, I don't know, it feels like it does it too violently for it to just be a crosswind or something. Okay, there is the crater I was talking about, just passing under the tail, so we cleared it with a little bit of room to spare.
Enfield 2-1, focus, bra, 285.
Secure traffic circuits 14, clear all runways departing southeast, checking out, pushing 254, secure me. Okay. Oh, 276, pair of 27s. Yeah, let's go hit that. Let's go hit that. The ships might get them though, that's the only issue. Which server is this? This is the OCG through the Inferno server. It's an Australian server. I'm not sure if it has a ping kick or not, and if it does, I wouldn't know what it is, so... join at own peril if you live in Europe or the US. Well, actually the US, you'd probably get away with it, even if there is a ping kick, but... Yeah, it's fairly quiet this time of evening on the weekend, so that is why I am here.
Enfield 2-1, focus, bra, 278, for 120 at 23,000 knots.
Okay, since these are Su-27s and are actually threatening, I might go in with this spam rams ready to go, rather than save them for later. Looks like one of the Su-27s has already been downed. See, this is the problem. If they come in from the west, the ships tend to get them. Is this helmet-mounted HUD view new in the Eagle? It's a server-side thing. This server also gives you one for the Su-27, Su-33, and MiG-29. I kind of wish it didn't, but that's what you get, so you've got to live with it. Getting spiked for days, yeah. Oh, look, it's doing that roll thing again. I don't understand why the Eagle does this. No control input, and it starts to level off. As soon as my hand even rests on the stick, it starts rolling one way or the other. Trim, yeah, I know trim, but it's, I don't know, even for the FC-3 aircraft, like, the only time I ever need roll trim in the flanker is once I've let a missile go, and I've got an asymmetric loadout, which, you know, obviously has, causes differing drag and lift on the airframe between the two sides. Dead zone to me, check the access controls. I don't use dead zone on my stick on any aircraft, but I usually don't have this issue.
110 at 27,000, flanking.
Like, it's not necessarily even rolling in the direction which I might be accidentally pushing the stick. It's just... it feels kind of unstable for some reason. Pick up my speed a bit, that's probably not helping. It's good to add about 3 to 5 of dead zone. Yeah, I probably should do that. I did say when the stream went up right at the start before you guys got in, I'm probably going to have to redo a lot of my controls in the not too distant future, just to rationalize things a bit and to get them a bit better tuned so I can do things like formation flying and actual air-to-air refueling instead of frustrating hour-long attempts at it. If you rest on the joystick and it turns. Yeah, well, see, the thing is though, I'm not even really resting on it. My hand is barely in contact with it, and I'm rolling left. Dunno, could be wind. It's just, I had not noticed it in other aircraft, and I'm really noticing it now. $299 for this guy now, 106 mile. See, the server's relatively quiet, but there's still enough people in here that they're just killing everything as soon as it spawns in. Especially with F-14s now. The AI is not really prone to dodging Phoenixes. Oh, there's old Smokey. Divine Wind. Yeah. Gun the boat. Oh, that's just unnecessary. That's bullying. It's already been attacked by a crane. Why do you want to make its life even worse? Let's see if this SU-27's still out here and go for him.
Infield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Let's see, does the HUD filter work? No, there is no HUD filter. Interesting.
Clean.
Отказ систем. Смотри экран.
Hey Levi, thanks for the follow. As you may be able to tell from how confused I am by this bizarre technology, I mostly fly Eastern stuff. I do also fly the Tomcat quite a bit. This is my first real venture into a modern Blue 4 aircraft. So if you want to see a lot of fucking around in the MiG-29, the Su-27, 33, and the MiG-21, this is the place to be. And the MiG-19 when I eventually get it, and the MiG-23 when it eventually comes out. Because when the MiG-23 eventually comes out, I'm probably going to play nothing else for the next month. My sim background is mostly World War I and II. So I am a confused little Bambi when it comes to things with radars and missiles, so quite often I will fuck up BVR engagements in hilariously stupid ways, but once I do get in close and use guns, that's where I start to come into my own. Unfortunately, you don't get a chance to do that much in DCS, even against AI, so I do need to learn to do things the modern way. But when things get a bit old-fashioned, that's when I really come into my element. No collusion here. Yeah. None whatsoever.
Focus. Infield 2-1.
For some reason, I'm better with the Su-33 BVR than the BVR in 15. Yep, I am much better with the Russian systems. They're like the cleaner HUD, the more simple radar display, all of that works in my favor. I'm much more familiar with their systems than the American ones. And I much prefer their symbology as well. It's just more intuitive. But given my background in Sims and my lack of experience in modern aircraft, I am basically the Sim equivalent of a 2-year conscript from Siberia, so it makes sense that those aircraft work better for me. They're designed for people like me. So we got a Hornet over here somewhere.
Focus. Infield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Please give target. I want to shoot something before the server goes
Infield
down.
2-1. Focus.
So this server used to have a much higher spawn rate. Unfortunately, they've lowered it, and the net result of that is less freezing, but also basically long stretches of boredom where there is nothing to shoot at because all the Hornets with spam rams and Tomcats get there first. Hey Marquez! Doing some F-15 today. Attempting to, anyway. How high am I? Only 17,800. I feel like I'm a bit higher than that, I don't know. That looks like Stennis down there. Smokey will be under me, probably under one of those clouds. There's, oh my god, you can fucking see the Kuznetsov from this far away. Or was that a bit of dust on my screen? Nope, that's Kuznetsov. Just on the edge of render distance for the smoke. Oh my god. That's magical. That is so magical. I must be, what, at least 30 or 40 miles out, and I can still see the fucking smoke. From 20,000 feet, almost. At least you can't get lost when you're in the VMF aviation wing. Just look for the big black fucking cloud. Yeah, it is pretty nice. You can see from so far away. Nice to see they're working on the model. There was a news post put out, I believe it was a couple days ago. They're doing a total remodel of the Kuznetsov. It's not their first priority. I think there's a couple of other like ship-based things they're working on for the Stennis and for the Tycho, but they are working on the Kuznetsov's model, at least. Finally! And it now has, well, at least in the development version they've got, has working jet blast deflectors and hopefully working chocks as well, because the Kuznetsov uses an interesting system. Instead of catapults, it has these little pop-up chocks that come out of the deck and hold the aircraft steady until it's at full power, and then drop and let it fly off the ramp. It's going to be a new carrier too. I've heard they had jackets on there. Yeah, that's what they're working on. They had some screenshots of it. It'd be nice to finally have some deck crew 186 for 100. Of course it would be behind me. Okay, so my little three-head flat brain has already figured out that dots are friendlies and dashes are enemy on this display. So I've got that going for me at least. I am now better educated than an F-18 pilot because I know how to tell my team from the other team. So I'm basically set at this point. That's all I need to know. I've learnt all there is about the F-15 because I know how to not fire spam rams at friendly aircraft 10 miles off my nose. Don't give me that palm. You know I'm right. Excuse me, princess. You're excused. Oh fuck, I've oversteered, I think. What was it? 1-8 something? I don't fucking remember.
2-1. Request bogey dope.
Imagine actually, like, remembering anything AWACS tells you. Imagine using the... I've got a real knee board behind me. I haven't flown for about a year, but I am a student pilot, a very bad student, as with all studying I've attempted in my life. But I do have an actual knee board sitting behind me, which I have never used, because I've never really had cause to use it. I don't really get that far from the aerodrome. I could be using that. I could even be using a notepad in front of me. But no, we don't do that here. We're not professional. IFR goggles. Bro, I am so far from ever having to deal with IFR. So over here, light sport aircraft are kind of a half step between ultralights and general aviation. That's what I'm doing, is recreational light sport aircraft. Even though the aircraft I fly does have enough to fly IFR, technically, no residential aviation pilot is able to fly IFR in an RA aircraft. You can do it if you're IFR endorsed and have general aviation, like have a PPL as well, but the actual aircraft themselves are not approved for IFR. They're VFR only. So it doesn't really matter to me. It's VFR only maximum of 1 passenger. Maximum takeoff weight is 600 kilos, although they may have lifted it. They were going to look at raising it to, I think, about 720 or 750 or something.
450 at 22,000 knots. Enfield 2-1.
Keyboard usage seems limited to only my channel. I've yet to see anyone else use anything real life colors. Well, see, for a while with the 345th for missions, especially because I knew Brant tends to stab me with responsibility when I've just woken up 10 minutes before, because he knows I have some degree of experience, albeit not much. I decided, oh, I'll be, you know, real clever, and I'll start using a notepad to write stuff down, like call signs and objectives and things like that. That lasted about half a mission before I just got bored of it and stopped doing it. Especially because the way 345th does missions, they're kind of sped up to keep the people with short attention spans interested, so you don't really have time to do all that shit. It's a nice thought, but you just don't have time. I think Stella does keep, like, a notepad handy. I think Millen did as well, when he was still in leadership. Pretty sure SU-33, 27, and MiG-29 all show up as MiG-29 on the RWR. Yes, that is correct. They shouldn't, but they do. I do not know why. Oh, hello.
Shoot. Shoot.
Circus 14 Fox 3. Okay, that is not how that is supposed to... Oh my god, what happened? There he is.
Shoot. Shoot.
I may need to rebind a few things. I also have no idea how to work TWS in this or any of the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft, actually. Oh shit, he's really close, so I'm actually going to go to my
Shoot.
Sparrows. I think I've splashed him. No, I haven't.
Missile 12 o'clock low.
Fucking goddammit.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Merged.
Eject.
Well,
Eject. Right engine fire. Right engine fire.
I'm good at this game.
Radar. MLWS failure.
Down she goes. Yeah, so I think I might have some things to rebind. Go ahead and turn the aircraft off for now.
Request rearming. Copy.
Okay. What I will do is I will rebind that. Where's my sensors? Target lock. I will rebind that. I'm sorry if I'm doing a bit of a Slavoj Žižek here, but I've got fucking sawdust and shit up my nose from the other day, so I'm going to be sniffling constantly. Okay, TDC shit is all set.
Rearming complete.
Okay. So that's up. TWS. RWS, TWS is thumb hand forward. Okay. I still don't understand how any of that shit works, but whatever. We'll run with it. What else was there I needed to rebind? I think that's it. I think that's the main issue. Okay. So that's a bit annoying, but whatever. MiG-23s are like the bane of my existence on this server. They always seem to tag me while I'm flailing about trying to figure out how to fucking fire at them. That said, that usually happens in the MiG-21, not in something fully capable of killing a MiG-23.
Takumi, Uzi, 1,
Tom,
1.
come on, dude.
Landing.
I'm still learning. Be gentle.
Uzi, 1, 1. Takumi,
This thing really does get the engines spun up quickly. That's nice.
at 5 meters per second. Uzi, 1, 1. Inbound.
There we go. Now I gotta reset all my radio frequencies again.
Focus. In field. 1, 1. Request bogey dope.
Enfield 1-1. Focus. Clean.
Arco, Uzi, 1, 1. Request rejoin.
Uzi 1-1. Arco, proceed to pre-contact at 21,000.
Sakumi Traffic Circus 14 F-15 taxis runway 12 for southeast. Sakumi. I don't know why I bother actually, like, doing any comms on this server. Half the server is never on SRS. The ones that are usually on the wrong freak, or they're memeing over fucking Air General.
Enfield 2-1. Hold position. Focus. Uzi, 1, 1. Request
Enfield
rejoin.
2-1. Hold position. Enfield 2-1. Hold position.
Yeah, he does sound like he's done that.
Hold position.
Oh, God.
Enfield 2-1. Hold position.
Obviously transferred out of the Marines.
Enfield 2-1. Continue taxi.
I am informed by a former Marine who I know that the and this is as it was pronounced to me. I know how it's supposed to sound. That the jalapeno cheese crayons are in fact the tastiest, which I'm assuming would be the yellow ones or maybe the orange ones. I'm not sure. I mean, you say he's fucking with me. If you spent like 10 minutes in TeamSpeak with this man, you would realize that he doesn't fuck with you. Apparently RCR-1Ms were a hot ticket trade item during any run-through of Talisman Saber. Like, I think the go was that the Americans had more variety, but we had better quality, so, you know, all our guys would get the MREs, so they had something different for once, and all the Americans would be after CR-1Ms because they were actually, like, quality. Half the stuff in a CR-1M's, like, commercial anyway. Like, a lot of it's not even repackaged. The fucking tuna was straight up fucking, like, Green Seas commercial tuna. Like, they just nipped down to fucking Woolies or Coles or something and picked up some and thrown it in the fucking ration.
Traffic sign on taxi.
Okay, we'll just check F10 here. Let's go down the other end. Is he actually going to take off, or is he just holding short? I have no idea. Okay. He ain't moving, fuck him. Sakumi Traffic, Circus 14 F-15, lining up rolling 12 for southeast. Sakumi. Gonna pass out? What happened to all-nighter, huh? What happened to staying up all night?
Enfield 2-1, unable to clear for takeoff.
Alright, here we go.
Enfield 2-1, circling, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.88.
Oh, it's now almost 7 AM. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, have a good sleep, my friend. I will probably see you on the tail end of my all-nighter then. Assuming I actually make it through one, which is not very likely. Security traffic, Circus 14, clear all runways departing southeast. Pushing 254.
Queen single F14 lining up, runway 12.
Focus. Infield 2-1. Request bogey dope. Enfield 2-1. Focus. Clean.
Of course it's clean. What did I just press? I don't know what I just pressed. Oops. That was not what I wanted to press. That is what I wanted to press. There we go. Okay, so I've set things up a little differently. It's weird. I'm gonna have to totally redo my controls for most aircraft in the game just to make them match up better. The F-15's controls are so all over the place compared to the F-14. Weapon screen on the Eagle's so weird, never understood it. I mean, do you mean like the HUD display or the actual MFD? Because the MFD shows what you've got. The selected weapon is boxed. Doesn't make sense how they're laid out. Oh, okay, so, the center row there, the center row is the wing stations. The top pair are the forward engine nacelle pylons, and the rear ones are the aft engine nacelle pylons. I wonder if this thing has wing flex. Doesn't look like it. Sad boy. Yeah, F-14 has oodles and oodles of wing flex. The 29 does as well. The Su-27 has very, very subtle flex, but no vapor. It's like this doesn't have vapor or flex, which is kind of depressing.
Focus. Infield 2-1. Request bogey dope. Enfield 2-1. Focus. Clean.
I'm glad I'm carrying 3 bags here, because by the time something spawns in near enough for me to kill it before the rest of my team gets there, I'm probably going to be through all 3 bags. Can even break the wings on the oh, damn straight you can. So the Tomcat, because it's totally analog, well, actually no, is it totally, but it's totally manual control, there's no fly-by-wire whatsoever. There's no G-limiter, because it's manual control, right? So you can just do what you think is a gentle pull on the stick, but at the right speed, and with the right kind of G input, that will rip your wings off. It's pretty easy to do. Actually, it's like worryingly easy to do, which has made me kind of play it safe when I've been in dogfights in the Tomcat. I don't exploit its maneuverability as much as I could, because I've had bad experiences where I thought, oh, this is a gentle pull, and then off go my wings. Yeah, the F-14 is such an awesome plane to fly. It's got so many neat features and little weird characteristics that you don't get really anywhere else. And it's a real challenge to use, especially against the more modern aircraft. Oh, here we go. Oh, enemy bombers. It's going to be a couple of bears. So this is Zubdidi on the left here, I think. That looks like something I should probably not fly over, because my experiences with red smoke on this server have not been positive.
046-490 at 23,000 flanking.
I'm going to keep an eye on that. I just have this sinking feeling I'm going to cop a man-pad or something in a second here. Have to say, at first it was easy to take down player F-14s, but they've become better lately. Yeah, probably early on there was a lot of F-18 pilots who still thought they could fly it like an F-18, and by now either they've learnt their lesson or they've all gone back to the Hornet while the real Tomcat pilots have stuck around. It's a totally different skill set, and you've got to really know the plane to use it well. Like, I would not even say I can use the Tomcat effectively. I'm nowhere near that level. But, on the other hand, I don't deliberately get it into situations which it's not intended for. Like, a lot of people forget the F-14 was essentially just meant to be a long-range missile carrier, and the fact it's fast and can turn reasonably well was not really a big design feature. It was just an incidental thing that they thought, hey, why not? So most of my Tomcat sorties have been me just carrying a bunch of Phoenixes out, dropping a couple of them at something very far away, maybe getting a kill, maybe not, occasionally getting into a sort of mid to close range scrap with missiles, and then flying back home to rearm and leaving the real nasty dogfighting stuff, especially with Su-33s and Su-27s, leaving that to Hornets and Eagles, because that's what they're better at. Can launch Phoenix at like 60 plus miles, right? It can launch the Phoenix at 100 plus miles. Whether you hit is a totally different matter. So against a non-maneuvering bomber-sized target at 100 miles with a decent altitude advantage to loft it, yeah, you can make kills over 90 miles. I think the longest I've seen someone manage in DCS was about 100, 110. Against a fighter, I don't bother launching them outside of about 40. There's really no point. They're easy to notch, especially if you know they're coming. Where they're deadliest is obviously at basically any range against a bomber, but against a fighter where they're deadliest is kind of in the, I guess in like the 10 to 30 mile range. The tracking logic, if you ask Tom about this, he can elaborate. He knows much more about the way DCS works and the way missiles work than I do. But the tracking logic at the moment is basically taken from the spam rams, so the Phoenix performs way better than it should at the moment. It tracks like it's an AMRAM. So yeah, they're reasonably easy to use at close range at the moment. But the main reason they're more effective at sort of mid-range is just because the rocket motor burns for so long that the missile will still have energy when it gets to the target, whereas something else might not. That's the main reason it's effective out to that kind of range. But further out against a fighter, I wouldn't even bother, because it's probably not going to get there. Or if it does, they're just going to notch it.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 039-450.
Why can I not lock this guy? Have I... Oh! Because I'm pressing the wrong button. God damn it. Right. We are not wasting an AMRAM on a bomber. We'll drop a Phoenix on him. Oh no, Phoenix, sorry, a Sparrow. What am I talking about?
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 020-450 at 27,000 hot.
Skinny traffic, Darkwing, single F-14 inbound from the west, about 5 miles frustrated.
I've got Tomcats on the brain. closer.
Final 15.
Oh, is he in TWS? Is that what's going on here? Oh, I think it was. Okay, so I can lock him. Hang on. Lock him. Can I line him up as well? What's going on here? No? Okay, so it's one at a time, but it's still tracking the other guy, I guess. So we'll switch to... Ah! I think I'm getting this. There we go.
Sky traffic, Springfield 11, single ship Gazelle, ramp 1, departing to the north. Final northern exit corridor, about 500 feet, coming.
Watch someone else snipe this guy with a Phoenix or a AIM-120 before I get there. That's what usually happens on this server. Ah, yep, there we go. I've got them both boxed. I see. I see. Okay, we've got a con on this guy. We've got our Sparrow selected. 25 miles. I am in BVR HUD mode, I think. Oh, fuck. I just broke something. Oopsie daisies. What have I done here? Whatever, we're getting a shoot circle on this guy, so we'll just leave it for now. $15 miles.
Shoot. Shoot.
Circus 1-4, Fox 1. Haven't got the other guy, which is weird. Okay, he's gone evasive, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away from that. Nope, and he just vanished. Because he switched level of detail. You guys see that? And we splashed him. As soon as it switches LOD, it actually applies the aircraft's proper skin, and he goes from black to pale grey. Which makes him fucking impossible to see. Good shit. Okay, I want to unlock him, return to search, lock this guy.
Shoot.
Fox 1 again. Okay, I think I'm starting to get the idea of how this works. Maybe. Bit of a freeze though.
Focus, Bra, 14344.
He's boned.
15,000, cold.
Just gotta watch out, there's a far up in the mountains somewhere here that I have a bad habit of flying over. Did he manage to evade that? Might go guns if he got away from it. I kind of feel like I don't quite have a handle on how long it takes these missiles to arrive yet, so quite often I'll think I've missed a target when I haven't. But yeah, I think he did actually somehow get away from that. He might have notched it somehow. Despite being, you know, huge and against sky from where the missile was looking. I have a vague idea of how this stuff works, like radar-wise, but not real great.
35,000 flanking.
Okay, I'm just gonna... How close am I? 5 miles. Merge call. I'm not gonna go into burner, I'm just gonna roll up on him at mil power. Should be enough. Actually, that fucking Hornet's gonna pop in with a spam ram, probably. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the burners kicking in. It's quite loud. Oh, no. There goes the Hornet. God damn it. 230.
Focus. Bra 230 for 140 at 25,000 flanking.
Yeah, so that's interesting. The F-15, like the Mirage, can be heard from miles away whenever it kicks into burner. Boom! Oh, that's so cool. I want to see what that sounds like from external here. Sorry for your ears. That's pretty satisfying. Not gonna lie. Oh god, it's so light on the controls. Because it's so agile, I sometimes have a hard time flying smooth formations in the Eagle. I have a hard time flying formation at all in anything. But a hard time flying smooth is the MiG-29 with its damper off, or the MiG-21 ever. The MiG-21 is such a jumpy little fucking thing. It is so hard to fly with any kind of precision in the 21. You can improve it by turning the damper on, but unlike in the 29, the damper will cancel anytime you hit the SAU cancel. Or at least I don't think it does that in the 29. So it makes it a real handful. And the trim really lurches the aircraft around. It's not as noticeable in this. I wonder if I've emptied these bags yet. Oh, that's not a good place to freeze. Still got 19,600 pounds. Oh my god. Oh my lord. That can't be right. 19,500 pounds. Holy hell. Oh boy. I have so much fuel. I have the power of God. And this isn't even the fucking mud hen. That thing with the extra fuel tanks must be filthy. MiG-29 is ridiculous to fly. I don't like it. I love the MiG-29, but the lack of auto trim is kind of irritating. And it can be a bit floaty when you don't want it to be. It retains its speed so well that it can be a real pain trying to lose it. And the fact that you can't deploy the air brake with a centerline tank or with a gear down means that landing the MiG-29, if you're at all over speed, is a real risky proposition. It took me quite a while to get used to landing the MiG-29 just because it likes to bounce around so much. I can land it smoothly now. I can fly the 29 quite well now, but yeah, it takes some getting used to. So this is interesting. I don't have to be constantly on the pitch trim as much as I do with the Soviet fighters, but I do have to be constantly on the roll trim, which I don't have to touch in the Soviet fighters until I start firing missiles. Interesting. Very interesting. When I add like 2% of throttle, it shoots away. Don't like taxiing in it. Yeah. That is the problem with the MiG-29. It has so much excess power and it's so light that the slightest just gentle massage of the throttle and you're off. You've got to really be on top of your brake game in that thing on the ground, and you've got to kind of know what it's going to do. You've got to be real gentle with your throttle. Don't let it run away on you.
Focus, bra, 153 for 110 at 22,000 knots.
153 for 110.
Enfield 2-1, focus, bra, 152 for 120 at 21,000 knots.
Are these guys liable to get zapped before I get there? They're what, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, there's a Hornet going that way already.
Focus, Enfield 2-1, request bogey help.
Let's go upstairs. Have you ever tried taxiing the Mustang? No, but I've tried taxiing the Spitfire, so I know where you're coming from on that. The Spitfire in DCS is so badly behaved on the ground, it's not funny. I'm not sure if that's more realistic than the World War II sims I've played, or if it's, you know, I'm not sure who's 100% accurate on that. I feel like DCS probably would be, but at the same time it just feels so impossible to get the thing to not veer off to one side and ground loop. Like, I can't even get the thing to take off without skidding sideways down the runway or flipping myself over. I just don't know. It could be that my rudder pedals aren't precise enough. My rudder pedals are kind of like an issue. So for some reason I have about half the amount of input on the left pedal that I do on the right pedal. It's not physical movement. Physically, they both move the same distance, but the left pedal will not register a full movement. The sensor might need cleaning out or replacing. I haven't got round to checking yet, but it's, put it this way, if I have to make a left-hand turn on the ground in a tight space, I start sweating because I cannot do it. I just don't have the control authority to do it. And I feel like that might be part of the issue. Also, my rudder pedals, just by nature of the sensor, anytime I feed in rudder, you'll often see the rudder pedal bouncing back and forth, just very slightly. That might have something to do with it. I really don't know, to be honest. But once the Spitfire's in the air, it handles like a dream. Which is what you would expect from a Spitfire. It's basically a viceless aircraft. It's about as close to viceless as any aircraft has ever been. Like, it's such a nice handling plane. But when it's on the ground, oh boy. Okay, 153 for 100 miles, and it looks like those MiG-21s are indeed getting fucked up by the ships and or that Hornet. So I'm glad I decided to head down to these guys. God, I have so much fuel! I'm in mil power too. I've been flying in mil power like almost this whole time. I'm not even trying to conserve fuel. I just have so much of it. I mean, I do in the Su-27 as well, but the Su-27's engines are quite inefficient, so are the MiG-29s, so even with the 27, you have 9,000 kilos of fuel, but you burn through it pretty quick in mil power. In this, it's sipping. It is just sipping it. And this is at low altitude, in mil power, with a heavy load. It just doesn't care. Might put it into a bit of a climb here, try and gain some altitude. Don't really need to, I guess, but it's always nice to have a good view. Just like an actual eagle. Go up nice and high where we can see everything from our perch. Actually, I've been out helping my dad build a deck out at my parents' farm for the past couple of days, and just yesterday, was it yesterday? No, day before. There was a massive wedge-tailed eagle just circling over my parents' house. It was fucking awesome. My parents' chickens probably didn't think it was quite so awesome, since I think the reason he was circling overhead was he was sizing them up for dinner. But, he didn't swoop any of them. Okay, 58 miles, and they are at 23,000 feet.
Enfield 2-1.
Can't see them yet, but they are MiG-21, so they're tiny.
10,000 knots.
They're basically nose on to me. Should start seeing them fairly soon. They're kind of hauling ass as well.
Enfield 2-1.
Friendly off my left somewhere.
154, 450 at 24,000 knots. Enfield 2-1.
Here we go.
Bra 157, 445 at 35,000 knots.
Am I in? Okay, no, there we go. So this is our primary target. Can't see the second yet. Oh, there's the second.
Missile, 3 o'clock low.
Excuse me?
Missile, 3 o'clock low.
Oh, Jesus fuck! It's just your boy overflying
Missile,
farps.
3 o'clock high.
Again. Oh my god. Right. Let's not do that again. I have such a bad habit of fucking doing that. I think they're done shooting at me at least. Well, the missile warning system in the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft is pretty much a meme. It doesn't actually exist, not in this capacity. Pom said it's straight up an abstraction for gameplay.
Shoot.
I'm
Shoot.
glad it does exist, or I would have just been dead about 3 times over. What am I on? Circus 1-4, Fox 1. I do not have the second guy. I know where he is. He's that second con up there, I think, but I don't have him on radar. Can we not? Oh, there we go. It wasn't a freeze. I thought it might have been.
Enfield 2-1.
I'm just gonna
Shoot.
switch to my sidewinders just in case. Fox 2. Whoa! Oh, there was some excitement. Okay. Back to our last Sparrow. Try and pick up this other MiG-21. He's going to be pretty close. 193. Still quite high. 9 miles. I do not have him.
Отказ систем. Смотри экран.
Focus. Enfield 2-1.
And being blind to a MiG-21 WVR is not a good place to be.
Enfield 2-1.
313 for 8. He's gone around me.
348 at 18,000.
Kagano, thank you for the follow. Okay, he's at about 15,000 feet. Hooked around my north. He's about 8 miles out, so I don't know if he's just shot past me and is ignoring me, or if he's actually trying to maneuver back on me here. I honestly do not know. I don't have him though.
Focus. Enfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Gotta watch out. MiG-21s are such
Focus. Clean.
unpleasant little bastards to deal with. I think Tawny put it best. It's a fucking mosquito. You cannot see it until it's on top of you.
Enfield 2-1.
And they're so agile
036.
for what they are.
At 3,000 knots.
Oh, he's close.
Enfield 2-1. Focus.
Merged.
Merged.
Where is he? We're gonna go back to our Sidewinder. I'm gonna try and put some distance between me and him. I have a lot more power than him. The MiG-21's fast, but it's underpowered. So if I can go into the vertical and get some distance, his missiles are very, very short range. He needs to be within about 5 kilometers for a good launch. He needs to be within 8 to launch at all. His radar is basically a piece of shit. I have pretty extensive experience flying the MiG-21 in DCS. It is one of my most played modules. One of my favourite modules as well. So I know how he's going to try and fight this engagement, and I know how I need to fight it myself. Okay. 292. He's going to be already working his way around, but if I can get up to con height and force him to follow me up here, I can at least get visual. I can get visual on a contrail, I can't get visual on him when he's not conning. He's just too small. MiG-21s are so fucking difficult to see.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Bra 151 470 at 19,000 knots. Enfield 2-1. Focus.
343.
Bra 151 480 at 35,000 knots.
343 at 10,000 feet.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Bra 150 480 at 35,000 knots.
Focus. Enfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Enfield 2-1. Focus.
341 for 8.
341 48 at 7,000 cold.
Cannot see him. Absolutely cannot see him.
Enfield 2-1. Focus.
320 for 6. He's hanging around under me at 1500.
500 cold.
Shoot. Shoot.
I had him locked for a minute there, but I probably lost it. I think that's gone stupid. Fuck.
Focus. Enfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Okay, I don't want to get hit by Strellas, so I've got to watch my right.
Bra 148 470 at 29,000
There's another enemy target over there, which will probably engage me as I overfly it. No missile trails from down there, good. Got a 29 nails somewhere behind me. I'm down to my 2 spam rams. Oh shit, those are SU-33s, fuck. Okay, 2 spam rams and a single Sidewinder, and this fucking MiG-21 is still here somewhere. He's way down on the deck.
Enfield 2-1. Focus.
I've got 21 nails.
2742 at 2,000 knots.
Oh, there he is, there he is. Got him visual, finally. He is super agile though, compared to really anything. He can't sustain a turn, but he can pull ridiculous angles of attack.
Shoot. Shoot.
Fox suit. Oh, fuck! It's a head-on shot. And I've lost visual. Oh no. Oh, there he is. He's coming around. I really shouldn't be getting pulled into his turning game like this. I'm gonna go up. Oh, we might get a shot here in a second. Not quite. But we are on his 6 at least. Come on, hit him! Oh, it's so small and so difficult to hit. I can see why Tawny was getting so frustrated trying to kill me with his Tomcat. Alright, here we go. I think we just gently tagged him there. But we are fully offensive on him. I just gotta be careful I don't get nailed by a man-pad from below. I'm gonna probably use basically all my gun ammo to try and kill this guy. He's so squirrely. And the MiG-21 is so hard to kill, it's so robust. There we go. Oh! Oh no! Oh, I tried to roll away from that. I tried so hard to roll away from that. I knew it was going to happen. I rolled inverted and I pulled, but it just was not quick enough. Oh, I should know better than that. Should I buy a 27 or 33? If I were you, to be honest, I know you've already bought some of the Flaming Cliffs. Actually, did you buy the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft? Didn't you get the whole of Flaming Cliffs 3 dust drive? Because here's the thing, and I fell for this too when I got DCS. If you own Flaming Cliffs 3, you own all of the Flaming Cliffs 3 modules. The separate ones on Steam, you do not need to buy, you already have them. So I bought Flaming Cliffs 3, and I was like, oh, I guess you need to buy the MiG-29 separately for the new updated MiG-29 PFM and the new models and everything. No, no. It comes standard with Flaming Cliffs 3. So, if you own FC3, you already own everything. Don't worry about it. So, let's see. I did get 3 kills. One bomber, one MiG-21 with my missiles, and one with my guns. So, we're getting somewhere. We're killing things. Progress. Let's see. Same loadout, because that seems to work pretty well. Oh, hello. Who are you? That's a... which squadron was that? Is that number 3? It's one of the squadrons at Williamtown. I used to see these Hornets marked up like that all the time when I lived in Newcastle. I think that's number 3 squadron. 77 is Checkers on the... or is it 70... because there's two 70-something. There's 77 and I think 70... 75 or 76? I don't remember. A10A and F15C is all I have. Just buy Flaming Cliffs 3 then to get a lot of them, like, honestly. I know you're kind of technically spending on something you already have, but it's worth it.
Copy.
Gives you a lot more flexibility in what you can do and what missions you can play. Mi-8 is cool too. It is certainly cool. I have not flown it. I don't think I even have it. Helicopters are kind of bizarre wizardry to me. I'm definitely a fixed wing kind of guy. I'd like to get into flying them. I just wouldn't know where to start. So, one day. But that day is not today.
Focus, Bra, 129, Fort 110 at 35,000 knots.
Gotta wait for them to bomb me up here. The F-15's landing gear just looks so fragile. For such a large, chunky aircraft, like, chunky in the nice way. It's not fat, it's thick, it's big boned. But for such a large aircraft, the F-15's landing gear looks so fiddly and small and easily breakable, especially with the average flying skill of DCS pilots, and myself in particular. I'm just going to throw it out there, I have not actually landed this thing yet. Every time I have flown it, which has been, what, 2-3 times this stream, I have died. Oops. We'll try and make this one a return to base. We'll try and survive this flight. If I can do that, I'll be happy. Break 15 gear all the time. Yeah, see, I don't think the landing is going to be hard. It's just, I don't trust that landing gear. I'm used to much more robust gear than that. As you might imagine with my usual lineup of aircraft. Actually, let's see, which squadron is that? That is... Tawny would know this, and Tawny would probably be very disappointed in me for not knowing it. I honestly cannot remember. It's one of the squadrons up at Williamtown, though, I know that. So 77's up at Williamtown, and might be number 3. I think it's number 3. And then you can't see it because his flaps are in the way, but the serial numbers, so Australian serial numbers on aircraft are all prefixed A and then a number. So, like for the Hornet, it's A21. For the F-111, I think it was A8. And that first prefix is the aircraft type. So all aircraft of that type will have the same prefix. So all FA-18Cs will have A21, and then a dash, and then the actual aircraft number.
Enfield 2-1, focus, bra 130, 428 at 5,000 knots.
I really need to get these fixed. So, for those that are new to the channel, I had a bit of a drunken whoopsie about a year and a half, 2 years ago. No, 2.5 years ago. Fuck, time flies. And I may have gone to stand up getting out of a taxi on the way home after a night of being blackout drunk, and I may have just, like, instead of getting out of the taxi, keeled over onto a concrete driveway and brained myself. And I kind of, like the way I fell, I mashed my glasses into my face, so I've got this great scar up here where they glued my eye back together. But this pair of glasses was the one I was wearing, and so they're like bent just enough out of shape to be really uncomfortable, but not enough to be unwearable. I've got another pair of glasses which aren't bent out of shape, but they're really uncomfortable to wear with headphones, so these are my usual at-home sort of glasses. The other ones are for when I go out. Right, I think we're good to go. I've got to reset the radios. Again.
Cleared contact.
Okay. Sukumi traffic, Circus 14, F-15 taxis, runway 12 for southeast, Sukumi. Oh boy, those Su-33s are getting fucking close. I think we're about to see some fireworks when the SAMs start launching at them. Hopefully no more debris hitting the parking area or the runway, because that would be bad for my health.
Enfield 2-1, Sukumi, cleared a taxi to runway 12.
Oh my god, they're coming straight down the runway too. Oh, this'll be good. Try and avoid the wreckage there. What's that? A Gazelle. So we've got a crashed Gazelle there. We've got craters all over the parking area. There's a crater a third of the way down the runway.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
One thing I can't do in F-15 and A-10 is in-air refueling. Yeah, welcome to my life. I have attempted air-to-air refueling in the Su-33 only so far, and I cannot do it. I just cannot do it. I have got the probe in the basket once for about 5 seconds, and then I had a slight freeze in DCS, and it threw me out. So I just gave up. I pretty much never even try to do in-air refueling. It just doesn't work for me. I can't do it. I can't fly with that kind of precision. Like, this is coming from someone that can't even fly formation properly, so you know you're in trouble there. Man, they are fucking close.
Get out, traffic. Single order, clear runway 15.
I'm gonna be engaged pretty much as soon as I'm in the air. Gonna go ahead and select my Sparrows now. Sukumi traffic, Circus 14, lining up, rolling 12, emergency takeoff to kill some Su-33s over the base. Sukumi.
Enfield 2-1, Sukumi, you are cleared for takeoff and ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.88.
Okay, so that's friendly. I think he might have just splashed one in a head-on.
Shoot. Shoot.
Circus 1-4 Foxtrot.
Enfield 2-1, focus, merged.
Really? Was that my missile? Can't see this guy.
Shoot. Shoot.
Oh shit, he's right there. Is that... oh my god, that's an F-15. I think. That is not an F-15, what the fuck? Oh, I am regretting every life choice right now.
Shoot. Shoot.
Where'd he go? Where did he go? Oh, I do not like this at all. Sidewinders, please. 017. Fuck. And now the SAMs are coming out this way from the base. I see nothing. Oh, I fucked up bad.
Focus, Enfield 2-1.
Yeah, that's not an F-15, I know. I saw the straight tails, and I thought, oh, it's an F-15, straight tails, and then I was like, wait, no, it's definitely not. Jeebus help me. Where has this guy gone? 323, is that him up there? I think that is. Fox 2. Oh, it's not gonna track. Fuck. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Someone splashed him. Ah, scuffed. Gotta go. Alright, thanks for stopping by, and I will hopefully see you next time. By the end of this stream, hopefully I will at least be able to kill something in this aircraft. We'll get there, eventually. 012 for 13 miles, 20,000 feet. Hang on, is that friendly? That is definitely not this guy here. Okay, first one is friendly, I think. Yep, first one's friendly. Where did these other guys go? I'm still carrying 3 bags because I didn't think to jettison them in that little panic moment there.
Focus.
And I'm on the wrong frequency.
Request bogey dope.
Pro streamer, by the way.
Enfield 2-1.
Okay,
Focus,
there we go.
Clean.
My teammates thankfully appear much more competent than me and seem to have killed the Su-33s. Oh, okay. So I'm down 1 Sparrow and 1 Sidewinder with nothing to show for it. Still got heaps of fuel at least. Those will be friendlies over there, I think. Should be. TWS has horrible IFF. Okay, noted.
Get out of traffic, single ship AV8B entering runway 15 for immediate departure.
Circles are friendly, rectangles are hostiles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
runway 01.
yeah, I figured that one out. It's just being able to read them in a hurry that's getting me here. I was in such a rush to lock up that flanker that I accidentally locked a friendly. Thankfully, it appears to show no shoot boxes, or like no shoot crosses through the lock box, which is nice. I don't know what I'm really doing here. Just waiting for something to spawn in. Hopefully some fighters. Killing bombers is a bit ho-hum. Had some action at least. Had a very near collision kill with a MiG-21. Did have a collision kill with another MiG-21. Managed to mistake an Su-33 for a friendly and almost fly off his nose. And got shot at by a FARP, which I stupidly overflew. So at least it's a bit more action-filled than the Tomcat stream was earlier, although I'm glad that I got to do some night flying finally, and Zabby was able to ride along. Zabby needs the experience in the backseat, and I need the experience flying at night. Okay, I wonder where this FARP is. There is a FARP down in these valleys. It's somewhere in here, because every time I overfly it, it's when I'm trying to intercept bombers coming in over the mountains. It's somewhere between, like on a direct line between Sakumi and Elbrus, Mount Elbrus. It's in one of these valleys, just not sure which. Enemy bombers approaching, here we go, these will be coming in pretty much off my nose, probably. Oh, yep, there they are.
Enfield 2-1, focus, bra, 076, 450, at 29,000, flanking.
No point in wasting AMRAMs on bombers, we're going to go in with Sparrows. Know how to open radar scan altitude. I know how to pan the antenna up and down and left and right. That's about what I know how to do. These guys are pretty much co-alt anyway, so I don't need to. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I want to lock this guy first, so we'll make him the priority target, and then this will be secondary. There we go. Got a Hornet behind us, he wants a shot at these guys, and he's probably going to fire a fucking AMRAM over my shoulder. So I have to be careful with that. Okay, we got the first bomber in sight, that con over there. Where does it say what his range is? Where does that show? Somewhere on here, I'm guessing. He's relatively close, otherwise the con wouldn't have rendered in yet. And it looks like he's turning away. He doesn't want any of what I'm about to sell him.
Shoot. Shoot.
And I'm in the wrong HUD mode. That explains more than a few things.
Shoot.
Lock him up again.
Shoot.
TWS. Okay. TWS,
Shoot.
thank you.
Shoot.
Not single target track. There we go. Circus 1-4, Fox 1. Might be a bit far out, we'll see. Looks kind of close. That should be able to reach out and touch him. We are a bit lower than him though, so that might give him a chance to get away.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 221.
I just want to splash him before that Hornet does, that's all I care about. Okay, doesn't look like he's making any attempt to evade at the moment. May have missed him. In fact, I think I did.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 067.
This one shouldn't.
435 at 35,000, flanking.
Shoot.
Enfield 2-1,
Shoot.
focus, Bra 066. 435 at 35,000, flanking.
Why is the missile diving like that? What the fuck? What is up with my sparrows? Surely they're not supposed to do that.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 222 for 150 at 24,000 knots.
Can I...
Shoot. Shoot.
Okay. This is our last sparrow. Where's it going? Where are my sparrows going? Okay, that one looks like it's actually going to intercept. Thank fuck. Yep. That took entirely more missiles than it should have.
Focus. Enfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Now, this other guy is right over there.
Bra 086 413 at 28,000 knots.
Ooh, there's some F5s pretty close to here. They will be my next targets. I'm going to deal with this guy with guns, because there's no reason to waste one of my precious missiles on him, which I'm about to need for those F5s. Have to keep him bore-sighted the whole time with sparrows. They're like tow missile. Oh, joy of joys. Okay, well, I guess I might be a little less enthusiastic with the sparrows then.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 154 for 100.
Still got that Hornet behind me. Any second now I expect to see a fucking AMRAM flash past.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 291 for 280 at 29,000 knots. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 158 for 100 at 35,000, flanking.
Pick up some more speed, I think. Close in a little more. There we go.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 059 for 23 at 19,000 knots. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 292 for 280 at
036
17,000 knots.
and 059. Here's our first customer.
Shoot. Shoot.
And here's our second.
Focus, Bra
Okay, we're on our spam rams now.
17 at
Circus 1 4 Fox 3.
knots. Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 225
Shoot.
for 130
Shoot.
at
Fox 3.
29,000 knots.
Oh, he's way up there. I'm dumb.
Shoot. Shoot.
Now, did he avoid that AMRAM? I think he has. Fox 2. Down to guns now. Yeah, I think he got away from the AIM-120, because I have no idea how to fucking fire the things. But he shouldn't get away from my guns. Oh, no, actually, I think I might have damaged him. He's smoking. So I might have just kind of tagged him with shrapnel off that. Looks like the Sidewinder dived on the flares. Come on. Come on. God damn. Oh, don't freeze, DCS.
Check, 251.
Why do you do this to me? I think I may have just seen an ejection seat. I think that's what that was. But I don't know, so I'm going to stay on him for now, just in case. Looks like he's going in. Yep, he's gone in. Okay.
Focus. Infield 2-1. Request bogey dope. Infield 2-1. Focus.
I think that other F5 might have copped the AIM-120.
At 35,000. Flanking.
So I am RT beta on.
Enfield 2-1. Focus. Bra 296. For 120 at 10,000 knots.
And I keep forgetting to ditch my tanks when I get into a fight. It's not like I even need to hold on to them. This thing has so much damn fuel. There we go. Get rid of him. Oh man, that's internal. I still got like 13,500 pounds of internal fuel. Holy shit. God, this thing has so much. So at least it looks like at this point I might actually get an opportunity to make my first F-15 landing. Unless I fly over a FARP and get nailed by like 10 Strellas, which is entirely impossible.
Focus. Bra 204 for 45 at 26,000.
204 for 45, that is kind of close, but I don't want to get into a fight with just my guns.
Focus. Bra
Especially if it's an M21.
for 100 at 19,000 knots.
I'll see what they're doing. If they start getting too close to me, I might have to go deal with them. But for now, I'm okay.
35,000 knots.
Mission will reset in 30 minutes. 34 miles, they're getting close. Do I? I don't know how much gun ammo I have left. Does this thing have a counter like the Tomcat does? I have no idea. I should probably just go land, honestly. Go land and maybe switch server. Go to 107th West Coast or something. maybe Georgia at war. There's F-15 slots on there I could take. A speck of dust on my screen. I thought it was a friendly for a
Field
second.
2-1, focus. Bra.
222 for... Oh, sorry, 220 for 16. That's kind of close to me. That's kind of too close for my liking.
2-1, focus. Bra. 293, 42.
Yeah, we're doing it.
At 38,000
Fuck it,
knots.
we will do it live. Okay, 220... 17.9, 6,000 feet.
At 26,000 knots.
There we go. There's one. Where's the other? Don't see him yet.
047 at 12,000 flanking. Enfield 2-1, focus, merged.
Merge call. Oh, I think the other one's already on top of me. Or he just flew over me. Hang on. Okay. Oh, hello. Hello, what are you? You look suspiciously like a MiG-21. Very suspiciously like a MiG-21. Oh no, that's friendly, I guess? Don't know. There is a friendly up here, I think. I can't tell, he's behind my fucking canopy frame. And now I've lost him. That's a MiG-21, right there. And that other thing I think might be a friendly trying to pull onto him. So we'll hook him here. That is definitely enemy. Just make sure my own tail's clear. Looks good.
Focus, Bra, 228, 450 at 26,000
What's that?
knots.
Hornet? Can't tell. It's something friendly. And this guy... I think he's ejected. I think he's ejected.
Enfield 2-1.
He's firing his gun at something.
231,
So maybe not.
440 at 25,000 flanking.
Oh no, the other guy's cleared him.
Enfield 2-1, focus, pop-up group 295 for 200 at 1,000 flanking.
Okay, well that problem's been dealt with.
Enfield 2-1, focus,
Try and keep my distance from the towns around here because I know that there's enemy man pads in them. Yeah, I'll just go land at Sakumi, and I think I'll switch service.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 236.
F5's getting close now.
25,000 knots.
I mean, I do have half an hour and a lot of fuel to play with, but I don't want to get too greedy, because that is how I will die. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. How are you driving? I'm trying out something a little different today. I'm flying the F-15 for once. Still sick? Ah, that sucks, man. Hopefully won't have to deal with it for too much longer.
Enfield 2-1, focus, Bra 267 for 170 at 18.
I feel kinda lucky. I don't usually stay sick for very long. I'll feel like I'm gonna die for the first day or so, and then after that I'm fine. I might still be coughing my guts up every now and then, but usually like one day is all it takes me to really get over something.
focus.
Comey,
Bra,
infield 2-1. Request navigation assistance.
At 17,000, flanking.
Enfield 2-1. Circling. ADS, you're heading to 89.
Sinus seems to be gone at night, back in the morning. Yeah. Hate that shit. Just check how far out from Sakumi I am and put in a call. About 20 miles. We'll give it a minute and then put in a 15-mile call. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14, currently 15 miles southeast of the aerodrome. Will be joining downwind runway 12. Full stop, Sakumi. I'm hoping that's friendly. I assume it is. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14 joins downwind 12.
Enfield 2-1, focus. Bra 270 for 120 at 16,000 knots.
Like the dodgiest fucking downwind. Whatever. Doesn't need to be a neat circuit, they just need to know where I am. Been doing okay in Eagle. Okay is a very relative term. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14 turns base 12, Sakumi.
Enfield 2-1,
Flaps should be out, I think. Don't actually know if there's an indicator to check in here. There probably is somewhere. Gear is out. I think the flaps are out. I honestly have no fucking clue. Okay, a bit more power. Getting a bit slow. Trying to rest that.
Just watch out. Looks like we've got Ross He's jumped in on you here, buddy. You might be able to get in behind him.
I did call it like several times. Like I said, why bother getting on comms? No one in this fucking server actually uses it properly. Now, I do want to land a bit further down the runway because there is a crater in here somewhere. Right there, in fact.
Death flight, lines up and waits behind the arriving aviator.
That was fucking easy. Having the total velocity vector in the American aircraft makes them so easy to land. Holy shit. It's like cheating. It's nice for just general flight as well. It helps you trim the aircraft out much easier. Try and get off the runway in a hurry just in case some genius comes tearing down here without pulling up.
Enfield 2-1, taxi to parking area.
Sukumi traffic circus 1 forward clear of runways. Sukumi. I don't know if you guys can see that exchange in chat, but it's beautiful. Why was an AIM-120C launched at me and hit? What the fuck? Sorry, I pressed R plus space and it went flying. I had no lock. These people should not be trusted with Fox 3s. God bless. It was floating a bit, like, I mean, that would have been a fine landing even if I hadn't popped the air brake, but I did kind of cheat there by popping the air brake just to get it down sooner. I didn't want to roll out the entire length of the runway, although in hindsight I probably should have just to get off of it quicker. Right, over to the parking area, we'll shut it down and then jump over somewhere else, either Georgia at War or 107th West, probably, since this server's just about to restart. Yeah, this thing's pretty easy to fly. It's like the biggest hurdle I think in the F-15 is going to be like getting used to when I should and shouldn't be launching a missile, especially the AIM-7, and as well as that, just getting used to what I've got things bound to, what my blinds are. I don't know why they're taking off with the server about to go down. Maybe they want to go land on the Stennis for practice. Oh well. It's awesome seeing Tomcats take off in formation like that, if nothing else. Oh, I see, there is a flap indicator, that light comes on. What does that say under the flap light? Radio call 40,001. Shitty pilot, so landings are not my strength. There's only one way to improve, just practice, practice, practice. I'm not great at landings. I have been told by my instructor that my landings are technically safe, but slightly unnerving. So, take that for whatever you will. But as long as the aircraft comes down in one piece, and I come down in one piece, I don't really care if it's not an ideal landing. Oh god, I may have slightly underestimated my nose wheel steering here, or overestimated it rather. And on the grass. It's fine. I wanted to park here anyway. Is the Tomcat template out or what? I don't think it is, no, unfortunately. Well, that was relatively successful. 7 kills, although a number of them were bombers, for 2 losses, and 1 successful landing. So I'll jump out of this and find another server. As long as it's not a fireball, the plane can be fixed. Yeah, there were a few people that kind of decided they didn't want to be fixed earlier. We had a Gazelle plow into the parking area right next to me. Somebody else went into the forest just outside the perimeter fence. Somebody else hit the runway. Have an order for planes to bind and fly, just not sure how to go. I basically haven't bound probably 80% of the aircraft yet. I only bind things as I'm going to fly them, so the MiG-21 was first. Then the MiG-29, Su-27, Su-33, and the Tomcat in between the 27 and 23. And now the F-15. So that's about to restart. Let's see, is Georgia at war about to restart? No, but it's very much full of Tomcats and Hornets, so I'm unlikely to get a chance to kill anything. Let's check 107th. Aha! Let's go jump on there. It's nice and quiet. Should get a good opportunity to find ourselves some targets there. Tomcat is tops for me. I thought it might be. I had a sneaking suspicion that might be the case, Dryden. Just sneaking suspicion. Please connect to the right server, SRS. There we go. Yeah, so the Eagle's nice. I'm enjoying the Eagle. I still think I prefer the Su-27 and 33 just because that's what I'm used to. And everything's much easier for me to understand. The HUD symbology, things like that are quicker to read, but the F-15 is pretty decent. I like it. I think I'll be flying it more often. So this is another Through the Inferno server. This is running the same mission. It might be a slightly different version, but it's basically the same mission. And it has about the same spawn rate as the last one. So previously, the spawn rate that OCG has now for enemy aircraft was what this server used to have, or what this server still has, I suppose. OCG used to spawn like aircraft probably every minute or two. It was madness, but it meant that there was always a target-rich environment, and even if the server was full, there was always something to kill. That doesn't happen anymore. And you can go for half an hour without seeing anything. So what, first time out in the Eagle versus 200 in Russian birds? Yeah, pretty much. But just overall, even as much as I love the Tomcat, I just prefer the Soviet symbology. It's easier for me to read, it's more intuitive. The HUDs are cleaner. Their systems just work better with the way my brain's laid out, I guess. F-16 for the win. I mean, I'll be fucking 95 years old, but I'll still fly it. Yeah, the F-16 is going to be. It's not so much that I'm real keen to fly the F-16 for the F-16's sake, it's more that I really want to fly the F-16 for nostalgia's sake. Oh, okay, this is a different mission file because we're spawning in at Sanaki. Intriguing. I need to learn to actually fly the Mirage too. Like, I know how to fly the Mirage with its guns once it's hot started and in the air, but I need to learn how the rest of the Mirage's systems work because I really enjoy gunfighting in it. And I would like to get more acquainted with that plane. F-16 for the Weasel missions? Bro, fucking F-105 for the Weasel missions. Can't wait until the Thud comes out. Okay, let's get the ground crew in here. Same loadout as before, I think that seems to be working relatively well for me. So 2 spam rams. No, that's not the one I want, that's the opposite. Is that what I want? Yeah, that's what I want. 2 spam rams, 2 sidewinders, 4 sparrows, and 3 bags. I guess we'll go with the long number. Is that how Air Force jets work? I don't know. We'll see.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Oh. I'm gonna look at my tail. Nope, that's not how that works. Okay, whatever. What is the next aircraft we'll see, you think? I'm not actually sure. Not using Raven's Evil skin. I don't have it at the moment. I've got to catch up on all my skin packs. I have like nothing for the F-15.
Rearming complete.
I have the opposite problem in the Tomcat. I have so many Tomcat skins, it's like I rotate between different skin every time I fly it. Okay, power on. Put the pit lights on, and... Jug, yeah, maybe the P-47, the F-4U looks like it's pretty far along development as well, but I could be wrong. Razbam have a lot of the 3D work done for the MiG-23, but none of the texture work, and I don't imagine they would have much of the flight modeling and systems modeling done. Is there a reason to pick AIM 7 over 120? Basically, I don't want to be slinging a gazillion AIM 120s everywhere. I don't want people to think I fly the Hornet. I would rather not associate myself with that kind of person, so I carry the AIM 7. It is a worse missile, less capable. I don't even know how to use it properly, but at least it gives people the impression that I have more of an idea what I'm doing than the average F-18. When you use skins from file, do they show up for other players in server? No, unfortunately. So, in the old days of IL-2 1946, that was a server-side setting, and I pilfered many very nice skins that way. But, unfortunately, people realized they could use that to do nefarious things, like infect other people's computers with malicious scripts or skins that had very unpleasant things on them. So that basically doesn't exist anymore, and people could use it like for cheating and stuff, I guess. So skins are client side. I will see my custom skin. Anyone else that has the same custom skin will see it. But if they don't have it, they'll just see one of the default skins. MiG-23 is life, absolutely. I love the MiG-23. I cannot wait till it comes out. It is definitely one of my favorite aircraft of all time, and probably, I would say, my favorite Cold War aircraft. Beautiful plane. It's funny, I never really paid it much attention. I was always more about the MiG-29, and it's just like lately I've developed such a strong appreciation for the sort of more overlooked stuff. The MiG-23 is just a wonderful thing. I love it. Okay, I need to set my radios before I get too carried away here.
Focus, Bra 347 for 180 at 25,000 knots.
What are our runways here at Sanaki? I don't even remember. So spawn over here, we'll go 09. I like the MiG-21. Yeah, I like the MiG-21, but the 23 is what does it for me. 21's nice, but the 23 is my favourite. Senaki traffic, Circus 14, F-15 taxis, runway 9. Northeast departure, Senaki. Should probably actually go northwest, but it doesn't really matter.
Dodge 2-1, focus, pop-up group 308 for 160 at 4,000.
It's gonna pay Arnie on the F-15. Hey, if the people you're playing with have the skin, they will see it.
346 for 180.
I don't have anything against 23, but it never did well against Tomcat. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, the Tomcat just dominates BVR compared to the MiG-23 in general. But the other issue is that a lot of the MiG-23s that have been engaged are, like, fucking MiG-23 MSs and stuff, so they're basically a MiG-21, but with a better engine. A lot of the export model MiG-23s that have been engaged and shot down have the Sapphire 21, not the 23. So they're basically incapable of BVR or minimally capable of it, and rely on R60s, and for the more modernized ones, R73s at least. I may have got myself stuck in the grass. I have got myself stuck in the grass, god damn it. Okay, there we go. I think this is the taxiway I want to take. Yes, it is. Okay. I don't know my way around Senaki very well, in case it's not obvious. I know Jug and Corsair works, not sure what else. So Heatblur are working on the exterior of the A6. I believe it's an AI that they're working on, to have an AI A6, with an option, possibly, this is total hearsay, for a player A6, very far in the future. Leatherneck slash Magnitude 3 slash I don't know which is which these days. One of the teams is working on the F4U Corsair, while the other is working on the F8 Crusader. Oh, Rusbum's doing flying A6, okay. Rusbum are working on the Strike Eagle still. They're also working on the MiG-23, and I believe the MiG-23 is like second in their pipeline to the Strike Eagle, I think. Bell Simtech slash Eagle Dynamics, because they've reunited, are doing the Viper, which I believe is supposed to be by the end of the year, but we haven't seen anything on it yet, so I don't know. I probably should have checked the runway before turning onto it, but whatever. I think we're good. Senaki traffic, Circus 14, rolling the runway 9 for northeast departure at Senaki. Prowler would be so nice, but I doubt it's ever going to happen. It's just too complex, and the mechanics don't exist in the game for it. As it is, our jammer pods are like so oversimplified as to be basically pointless, so I really don't think we'll ever see a Prowler. As much as I'd love to, a Prowler or a Raven would be awesome. I am hoping someone picks up the F-111 really soon. I really want the fucking pig. I want it so badly. I bet Tawny does too. Senaki traffic, Circus 14, clear all runways, checking out, pushing 254. Well, that was a bit of a freeze. Want the F4? Yep, that is on hold. Bell Simtech were working on it before the remerge, and I think it's just put on the back. It's been put on the back burner basically until the Viper's done, so that'll probably come after the F-16. So Strike Eagle's next? I don't know. I don't know what kind of completion state the Strike Eagle's in. I've seen a lot of renders of cockpit parts, but I haven't seen the actual, like, Mudhen itself. Just the internal stuff. So I really couldn't tell you what's next, to be honest. There's also an FW-190 Anton that's been announced. I have no idea how far along that is. The Mosquito has been confirmed to be in development or on the roadmap. I'm not sure which, but probably quite a long ways off. Shut this guy up. There we go, that's better. I can hear myself now. 333 for 144 miles. Man, everything is quite a ways out today. Need to clarify when you use Viper. Yeah, well, we're not getting a H1Z as far as I know. Not yet, not for a long time. It's not even on the roadmap, I don't think. Oh yeah, we're getting an MI-24 apparently. I don't know how far along that is. I just know that it's apparently happening. I think that was Bell's intake as well, so that may have also been relegated to the back burner while the F-16 is being worked on. Phantom would be dope, but F4 flat spin problems makes the F-14 flat spins look like a joke. Okay, so with the F-14A, I could see it happening, but with the F-14B, I don't understand how people keep flat spinning it. I have never flat spinned the F-14B. I haven't flown it all that much, but I've never flat spun it. Even with me throwing the thing around the sky with no concern for it, like you see me doing everything else, I've never done it. There is an AH-1W in the works. Consider me educated. I did not know. Hind P. Which one's that? What's the Soviet designation for it? I don't speak NATO. Is that the MI-24 V 24P 24 VP? That'd be the one with the GSH-30, right? No, I know it's the MI-24. I'm just trying to think which subvariant because NATO uses weird fucking designations and stuff. I'm guessing Hind P is going to be the MI-24P, which is the dual 30 mils. Which makes sense, I guess. It's more flexible for ground attack stuff. The VP would be really nice. That would be excellent, in fact. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get that one. And the MI-24V or 24 D, I don't think we'd get, just because its gun is kind of underpowered. It relies entirely on its missiles. They'd want to give people something with a bit of punch, gun-wise. Oh, the list's in Discord? Yeah, I should probably check it again. My memory is not what it once was. 323 for 169 miles. You can post links. There's no link filter in chat. Why am I skidding to one side?
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra, 311 for 180 at 10,000, flanking.
Is there really strong winds up here today, or what? My rudder's centered, or should be centered. I guess it's just windy. 320. Oh, I'm also really slow, apparently, somehow. Why am I so slow? Let's get some power in here.
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra, 319 for 170 at 19,000, flanking.
Havoc would be a fun heli. It would be alright, but I do love the MI-24. It's just so big and chunky and brutal. And surprisingly agile for something that big. Pretty fast too. I think the Mi-24 is actually one of the fastest helicopters in the world, which you would not guess by looking at it, but helicopters have this weird thing going on, and I did learn why it's like this once, but I can't remember the actual reason. It's something to do with the limits of how the rotors work. Like, it's actually based on the physics of rotary wings, but the smaller helicopters tend to be slower than the large ones. So, like, the Mi-24, the Chinook, they're very fast compared to something like a Little Bird or a Huey. .317 for 162. Okay. I'm just going to leave it in mill power. I do have fuel for days, so I don't really need to throttle back up here. I'm starting to get hungry though. Lynx is the fastest? Might be. But yeah, like, I was kind of always surprised as a kid to realize that the fastest helicopters in the world, most of them are quite large. Whereas generally the larger an aircraft, the less fast it's likely to be. Or at least, you know, back in the good old days of prop power, which was my primary interest when I was younger.
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra, 311, for 160 at 4,000, flanking.
I don't know what's going on here. Either my rudder is fucked up, or there's a really strong crosswind even at this altitude. Because this thing is really, really weathercocking quite noticeably. And I don't have my rudder trim bound, which I probably should bind, but I just can't be bothered finding something to set it to. Because I use it so rarely. Because of the rotor blade surface area. Ah, that would explain it.
Dodge 2-1, focus.
Yeah, I did watch a whole series of videos once on how and why helicopters work, and it just kind of went in one ear and out the other. Like, helicopters are still arcane wizardry to me. I'm a fixed wing man, through and through. Fixed wings are intuitive to me. It's like I've always known how an aircraft with fixed wings should fly, but helicopters, nah bro, not a clue. Can't get my head around them. I can fly them in stuff like Armor, where the controls are more arcadey, but if you put me in an actual helicopter sim, I would not even be able to get off the ground, let alone fly it safely. Got a bunch of friendlies there off the nose.
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra, 311, for 130 at 8,000 knots. Dodge 2-1, focus, bra, 310, for 140 at 4,000, flanking.
Do you know how prop planes work? Basically.
Dodge 2-1,
I mean,
focus,
enough that they let me
bra,
fly one, pretty
310,
much.
For 130 at 3,500 knots.
Yeah, MiG-23 is in development. It's an MLA, so it's going to be interesting. We're not going to get any countermeasures because the MLA didn't mount them. And we're also going to be stuck with the same shitty SPO-10 RWR that you have in the MiG-21. So you're going to have to really have your wits about you flying the MiG-23. I think they said that there might be a chance of an MLD later on down the line somewhere, but the MLA is what we're getting. Those basically prop planes standing on their tails. Yeah, it doesn't really help me much. I kind of get the basic gist of it, like I know you've got the anti-torque rotor to counter the... But there's all this other stuff like gyro precession and... Can go over it in detail with me? Oh, I don't know. I don't really know if I want to fry my brain again trying to think about it. Like, that's the thing. I do have the KA-50 module, and I wouldn't mind having the Huey, the MI-8, but at the same time, like, I'm not super duper, you know, motivated, I guess, to learn how to use them. I'm mostly about fixed wing, and not only am I mostly about fixed wing, but as you might tell, I'm mostly about cap. I barely ever touch any ground attack stuff. So I basically stick with what I know in DCS to a very large extent.
312 for 120 at 3,500 flanking.
Okay, where are these MiG-23s?
2-1. Request
Gone.
dope.
Okay, we got a bomber up front, 120 miles. They're all coming in from the same direction at least.
315 for 140 at 30,000 knots.
30,000. So they're going to be slightly above me. 140 miles out. A10 is life right now for me. Oh god, the A10. I've had the A10 module like the second longest. I had the original KA50 module like before the second one came out. That was my first DCS experience when it was a separate game. I never played it because I didn't have a working stick at the time. I felt really bad too because a friend bought it for me and then I never played it. Like I feel like a piece of shit for doing that, but just didn't have the opportunity without a working joystick, and I couldn't afford a new one at the time. But yeah, and then the second oldest module I have is the A10, which again I have never ever flown. And again, that was something a friend bought me, and I feel bad for not flying it, but it's just, I'm not, like, I don't mind ground attack, but the A10 is very much intensive on learning systems that I'm not familiar with, and just generally, it's not the kind of aircraft I'm going to take to very easily. One day I will eventually pick it up. Like, I'm not saying I'm never going to fly it and I've sworn totally off the thing, but it's very much a far in the future kind of thing. I think I am being jammed.
19,000 flanking.
I'm getting really hungry too, so I think after this flight I will call it for the evening, get myself some food, and then in a couple more hours, so about 5 or 6 hours from now I think, we will be running an Arma 3 mission. It will be part 2 of Xinf's drug cartel mission. If you guys saw that one, it's a continuation of that. Should be some good fun. Should be a disorganized clusterfuck in typical 345th style, so I'm looking forwards to it. I've just got to make sure I can actually keep myself awake all night, so I don't fall asleep right as they're about to start, and then I'll probably be staying up until like mid-morning tomorrow and just crash out in the middle of the day. Because I am a grown-ass man who makes extremely stupid and childish life decisions. Good shit. Still 100 miles out. I'm not sure if this is the MiG-21. The MiG-21 can carry a jammer pod, but it's kind of shitty. I'm not sure how close I'm going to have to get to burn through this. Ah, F5s are closest now. I don't know where those MiG-21s went. F-14 just woke up next to me.
Dodge 2-1, focus, pop-up group 335 490 at 3000, flanking.
So here's a fun fact. The only 2 actual proper CAS missions I've ever flown were both in the MiG-21 using rocket pods. That's it. That's the extent of my CAS experience. I will probably pick up some in the Tomcat once my Rio harem gets a bit more experienced. But for now, it's just pure cap.
Dodge 2-1.
333. 79 miles. He might be notching me.
Bra 301 for 100 at 23,000 knots.
Where has this F5 gone?
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra 336
for 70.
470 at 12,000, flanking.
I'm almost tempted to try and take like a short nap, but I know how that ends. I might get away with it. Have like a 2 or 3 hour nap before the mission, so at least I'm not totally out of it when it comes around. I'm kind of at the critical point where you either hit your second wind or you fall asleep and snore for like the next 10 hours. And I really don't want to miss this mission. 332 for 58.1 miles. Still can't pick him up on radar. I must be doing something wrong here. Might be just too low. But I would have seen him before, I would have thought. He could be notching me, I guess. Aha! Now I see you, you little fucker. Come here. Can't get him in TWS. Not yet. He's over this way. Over this way.
Focus, bra 327 450 at 19,000 knots.
Oh, we got a 2-man.
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra 328 450 at 21,000, flanking.
Lost him. God damn. Cannot hold this guy. Okay, there we go. Please don't drop off my radar again. It's rather annoying. Oh, there goes the wingman. Still got a heap of fuel. I'm just gonna burn on over. Fuck it. I got the fuel to do this. So I actually feel like these might be the bombers, which is kind of disappointing. Somebody might have already shot the escort down. That or they just dropped off EWR for whatever reason.
Dodge 2-1, focus, bra 287 450 at 13,000, flanking. Dodge 2-1, focus, bra 279 450.
Yeah, I think that's one of those bombers.
25,000 knots. Dodge 2-1, focus, bra 283 445 at 12,000, flanking.
go ahead and ditch these bags once I get a little bit closer. Not actually sure how to read this guy's range, but DWRS will keep me updated at least. Okay, out of burner. Goodbye, bags. This Tomcat's going to try and get a missile in, I think. In fact, he may well have already fired. All I want is to actually get a chance to kill something myself. That would be nice. Be really nice. This guy's 26 miles off my nose. Got visual on his con now.
Dodge 2-1, focus, Bra 288, 430 at 15,000, flanking.
16 miles. Getting about ready to fire. Can't even play DCS on this PC? Yeah, I feel that. It took me so long to get my PC to a point where I could actually run this game, especially in multiplayer. Circus 1-4, Fox 1. Okay, where are you going, Mr. Sparrow? Ah, there you are. I really don't trust these things after the last few launches. I actually don't think I pulled enough lead on the guy.
Dodge 2-1, focus, Bra 311.
Is it even tracking? I think it's burned out. Alright, well, I guess we're not going to do that again. I guess we're just going to STT him. The fuck is that Sparrow gone? It must have just burnt its engine out and dropped. It's probably kind of a long shot, to be honest. Fox 1 again. Come on, track him. Please track him. There we go, that's a good track. That's gonna get him. Splash 1 T142.
Dodge 2-1, focus.
316, there's another pair coming in. I want some fighters though. Miss me with this bomber shit. I want some fighters. Hmm. 27,000 feet, so they're a bit above me. Going to a bit of a climb. You know what, fuck it, I'll tough it out and I'll stay up all night. This is going to end so badly. So badly. I'm going to definitely take a break from the stream though after this flight because I do need food. I'm really hungry. I've got a couple of other things I want to catch up on which I have not been able to do yet. 71 miles. Still can't get them on radar. Is that a con behind me? Yeah, that's a friendly. It's probably that other O-15. It's just behind my right vertical stab there. Tracking in the same direction, he's probably going for the same target. £1,900, still got tons of fuel. I am still at nil power. I could throttle back if I wanted to save fuel, but I'm not too concerned right now. This thing just carries so much of it. It's so nice to not have to worry about fuel for once, god damn. Well, I mean both in this and in the Tomcat. Even the Su-27, where you carry a lot of fuel, you still have very inefficient engines, so you burn it quickly once you get into a scrap. 28,000 feet, so basically go out with me now.
320, 450 at 28,000 knots.
Still haven't got them on radar.
Dodge 2-1, focus, Bra 319, 450 at 20,000 knots. Dodge 2-1, focus, Bra 053,
053 for 80. Hey, we got new targets coming in from the northeast. Interesting. So that's Krasnodar, should be down there on the sort of northwest side of that lake along the river. So I know where I am. And there's a bunch of lagoons out that way further out, which is an upper. Just kind of on the edge of the horizon there. Okay, I am co-out with the nearest bomber, and I still can't see him. Why? What is going on? How is a bomber the size of a Tu-142 still invisible to me? Oh shit, Yenzi's in here. I didn't even notice. And meanwhile, I've got visual on that guy's con.
Dodge 2-1, focus, Bra 066, 480 at 20.
I am absolutely bamboozled as to how I cannot pick this guy up. Some sort of stealth bomber project going on here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, TWS. Got a friendly off the nose. He's engaging the nearest.
Shoot.
I'm going to be a piece of shit. And I'm going to hook in on this first guy. Oh, no, it looks like he splashed him. Yep, okay, he splashed him. So I'm going to unlock that. Where's my second bomber? Come on. Come on. Return to search. I need the second. Where has he gone? Why can I not see him? He is nose on to me in a Tu-95. Bro, come on. Actually, no. I think I'm dumb. I was aiming at the contrail of that first bomb that got nailed. I think. So friendly off the nose. Okay, F5s are 072. I want to go kill fighters, so I'm going to head over that way. 072 for 80 miles. What a beautiful view from up here. I don't usually come this high up.
Bra, 33.
I rarely climb above about 25,000 feet. Oh, I'm at 24,000 feet. There you go. Usually though, it's in Georgia at war during complete overcast, so I don't usually get to see the world through a nice clear, cloudless day from this height. Okay, 079. I got Collins off my right. I think that might be friendly. I deeply suspect that's friendly. That's probably that F-14 that was trailing me out of the mountains. And he's going to try and kill my F-5s, which I am not going to be impressed if he does. What's that down there? Oh, it's the city. It's just the layout of the micro rounds makes it look interesting from up here. That is Krasnodar Center down there, and then Pashkovsky is just off my 1 o'clock on the lake shore. Navigation aids are for wimps. I can visually navigate my way around this entire part of the map. Are you making fun of my bot again, driving? Where is this guy? 089, 64 miles, and he's slightly above me. So why can I not see him? Oh, yeah, no, I've had it for a while. That's the only reason that people can sub to me, and other such things. You need affiliate to be able to have subs. So I got affiliate, I think it was like the end of January or the start of February or somewhere around there. It might have been partway through February, so it's only been a couple months, but it's been pretty sweet. I really didn't expect to get it ever, let alone, you know, so quickly after I started getting viewers. Because I didn't really have any viewers for a very long time, because I was mostly just streaming 345th missions and occasionally here and there doing other stuff. I didn't have any sort of consistency. So I found that streaming generally around the same time, generally on the same days, without even a proper fixed schedule, is enough to get people to hang around, which is nice, because I like having you guys around here. And hopefully you guys can learn something from all of my terrible aerial blunders. Head isn't on straight right now? Yeah, no. I feel that, dude. Anytime I am actually sick and I'm in the 24-hour death phase, where, you know, I'm basically out of it totally, I can't even remember my own name, to be honest. I'm very much not functional when that happens. Where are these F5s? What is up with my radar right now? I got that Tomcat off my nose. Oh, hello, that's the 29 nails. Okay, there we go. How am I going for fuel? I still got heaps. Okay, the Tomcat's probably going to engage that guy, unfortunately, so I don't think I'm going to get that kill. But these 29 nails, I might have a chance at. I'm, in my horrible, cynical little heart, I'm hoping that Tomcat gets killed, even though I wouldn't be surprised if that's Yenzi, actually. I'm going to check. No, that is not Jens. I don't know where Jens is. Probably on the other end of the map. Do better than I will when you can start? Oh, I don't know. You certainly know more about the technical aspect of the aircraft than I do. That's for sure. I just kind of strap myself into the thing and hope for the best. Even aircraft I'm nominally, like, familiar with and supposed to know how, like, you know the ins and outs of. It's, like, I can't retain any of that information. I just wing it. I appear to know what I'm doing, even though I don't. But as I have long said, the most important gauge, or the most important instrument in the aircraft is the seat-arse interface, especially with the way I fly. Yeah, so you've got an advantage there. I've been interested in them basically since I can remember, but I never really formally studied any of that stuff, and I've always been really averse to and bad at mathematics, so it's kind of weird. One of my favorite subjects in high school was physics, but one of my least favorite was maths. Work that one out. I guess it's because physics I could apply. When I can apply something, I'm a lot more interested in it. Maths to me was just boring, because most of the problems we were taught either had no application, or they didn't teach us the application, or it was some bullshit application like financing a car. Like, I don't buy shit on finance. Aside from my student loan, I've never taken a loan in my life. I have no credit rating because I don't have a credit card. I only spend what I have in the bank. Because I really just don't want to deal with that shit. It's too much of a headache to deal with. I'm not paying an accountant to do it for me, and I'm not spending money I don't have. 14's still up. Somewhere. Allegedly. Still got that 29 nails front. It's a ways out, but I'm pretty sure I got enough fuel to get out and engage him and head back to one of the friendly air bases. Oop, there we go.
Dodge 2-1, focus.
Ah, just lost him. Okay, there we go.
At 3,000, flanking.
Server's restarting in 30 minutes, so pretty good timing here. There's the second one.
Dodge 2-1.
I'm actually going to use my spam rams for this because they are dangerous. They're probably... Yep, Su-33s.
Shoot.
I've got an F5 right on top behind me.
Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra.
Circus 1-4 Fox 3 times 2.
At 19,000 knots. Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra. 069 418 at 16,000 knots.
The other F-15 behind me will probably deal with that F-5, so I'm not overly concerned yet. In fact, it looks like he's done exactly that. So I'm gonna keep this guy...
Missile 12 o'clock high.
Nope. Nope, we're not playing with that.
Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra. 06548 at 17,000, flanking. Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra. 069 414 at 16,000 knots. Dodge 2-1, focus. Pop-up group.
Missile
088
3 o'clock high.
at 2,000, flanking. Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra. 078 411 at 14,000 knots.
Okay, we're gonna go back upstairs. Roll out.
Dodge 2-1, focus. Pop-up group 15648 at 1,000, flanking. Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra 13943 at 10,000, flanking. Dodge 2-1, focus. Bra 096 420 at 9,000.
Missile 3 o'clock high. Eject.
Oh, fuck.
Eject. Left engine fire.
Bit off more than I could chew that time.
Failure.
Did I get a kill? No, I didn't.
MLWS failure. ECM
Oh, well.
ACS failure. Hydraulics failure.
Jeez, it's getting a bit hot and heavy
Eject.
over there.
Overgy.
Left engine fire.
So there's two F-14s and another F-15 in the mix. And it looks like they're having a hard time of it too. And he is moving. It's so awesome watching Tomcats. Oh, he is cranking to get away from that. Oh, bad luck, dude. Bad luck. Looks like 2 shoots. F-15 has turned back in. He's still got his lights on. Oh, hello. Looks like one of them's gone in. He's still got 3 bags on, and he's dogfighting. Mind you, I did that earlier, so I guess I don't have room to criticize. Oh, he's gone supersonic. I wonder how many of those Sukhois have gone down. I think I saw at least one of them take a hit, maybe 2. And this guy's not cranking, so I guess he's not being... Oh, no, here we go. Maybe he has been shot at. Can't be that many of them left. They pretty much went straight into us. I think one of them actually got around and just... Let's see if we can find Yenzi. Oh my god, no. Oh no. Oh, I thought that Phoenix was going to go for him. I really did. Oh, it has gone for him. Uh-oh. He's launched on something. He's got a Phoenix hot on him. Looks like the Phoenix might have run out of energy at least. Holy shit, there's missiles going everywhere. Oh, he just died. Wow. What a clusterfuck. What an absolute clusterfuck. Missiles going in every goddamn direction. Okay, where's Jens? Is he still in the server? Yeah, he's in the server somewhere. I'll see if I can find him. God, there is just shit going everywhere over here. So wherever he is, it's probably a good thing he ain't there. Aha! Still starting up. Never TWS AIM-54 with friends in the area. Yeah. Well, it's DCS. Most of these guys are Hornet pilots. You know what's going to happen. If it's not Phoenixes, they'll do it with AIM-120s. I mean, shit, I do it with AIM-120s. Oops. Looks like he might be a fair while before he gets off the deck, and I need some food, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream there. But before I go, we'll find someone else to host. And as I did say, I will be doing an armor mission in a couple of hours, probably about 5 hours from now. The stream will be back up and we'll be doing an armor mission. So hopefully I will see you guys then, and if not then, because, you know, the wonders of time zones, then later on. So let's see who's on. Do we have anyone I know from DCS? Doesn't look like it. Nubs and Finneron, I don't think I follow either of them. I should probably fix that. Looks like Finn's got less viewers, so I guess we will host him, give him a bit of a boost. What's he doing? Oh. Just went offline hosting Nubs now. Well, I guess that solves that problem. Hey Nuts, caught me just as I was getting off, man. I will be back on in about 5 hours to do some Armor 3, but otherwise I'm done with DCS for the night. I need to get myself a feed, man. I'm starving. So I'm going to send you guys over to Nub's cockpit. Thanks for watching. See you next time.